Hello, Full House Rewind fans. Want to see more? Go over to Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts and hit that follow button. That's right. That would be music to my ears, kind of like follow, 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 follow button. Welcome to episode 11 of Full House Rewind. I'm your host, Dave Coulier. It's the second half of our season, and just like Jesse Cochran became Jesse Katsopoulos, we've changed a few things here to make the show run a little bit better. Because we love you, and we know how much you love Full House. Our guest today is a very talented, funny actress. You know her from Full House, of course, Fuller House, and That Girl Lele on Nickelodeon. She also co-hosts a very successful podcast with Jodie Sweetin called How Rude, Tanneritos, but you know her best as Kimmy Gibbler. Here's a picture of Andrea when Full House was on the air. Oh, how cute. Please welcome Andrea Barber.
Aww.
Rounds of applause, screams, cheers. Oh, hi. How are you?
What a lovely welcome.
And we're both wearing green.
And we're both
like,
we didn't even plan that.
No, we're like two peas without a pod.
Yeah.
But we're on a pod.
We're on a pod. Wow. Strong start, Dave.
Wow, I can't believe I even said that. Can we start over because I want to take that one back.
Don't cut that out. That was great.
Oh, look what you just did.
Cut it out, but don't cut it out.
I can't wait to get to all of our questions because I think there's lots of stuff I've never asked you all these years.
Oh, please. You can ask me anything.
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
I know you are. We always have fun.
We always have fun.
We have all our stupid little bits that we do.
That makes sense to nobody else. Except for us.
Nobody else. Yeah. And you're here now for episode number 11, also known as the Big 3-0.
Oh, yes.
This episode 11 was directed by Howard Storm. Do you remember Howard?
I don't. No.
First aired on ABC December 11th, 1987. Do you remember that?
I remember that date.
You
exactly.
Remember that
yes.
Date? So what we're going to do is grab your little script over there.
Okay.
Can you please give us the rundown on what this episode is about?
Sure. Is that this first little paragraph that I'm supposed to read?
It says Andrea.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Yeah.
Excellent.
I write these, so sometimes, I never know if I made a mistake because I don't check my homework all the time.
That's okay. I'll have my little red editor's pen in my back pocket. So
perfect.
I'll correct as I go.
Okay, good. I want to see your red editor's pen. I've never seen that. Maybe we can talk about that too. Okay. All right, here we go.
But yes, I would love to give you a rundown. First, Danny arrives at his surprise 30th birthday party, only to discover that Jesse has accidentally driven his prized car into the bay.
Oh, man. And if that doesn't pull you in right away. Right?
This is a big episode.
And it is a big episode, and we're going to describe it.
Okay.
You ready to describe the whole episode? Yeah. I'm going to start us off.
Okay. Go for
it. All
it.
right. And if anything comes to mind while we're reading this, just jump in.
Okay.
Okay. So
Great.
It's open forum. Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Here we go. Episode 11 opens with Joey and the girls having breakfast in the kitchen as they discuss Danny's surprise party for his 30th birthday. Joey demonstrates how old 30 is by pouring cereal into a bowl.
It's a lot of cereal.
It is a lot of cereal.
30, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Then Jessie enters with Michelle, who has balloons tied onto her butt. She's so cute. She looks like a little cheerleader.
Yes, she does.
Danny enters and has a tough time admitting that he's 30 years
30.
old.
Ooh, tough.
He's a baby.
I know,
He's
it's
a
tough.
baby.
It's tough.
But it's
admitting
okay.
you're 30.
I know. When you're 30, it's tough admitting you're 30.
It is.
When you're over 30, you're like, ugh, I miss being 30.
I wish I was half of what I am now, which would still be
30.
more than 30.
We're really
we did the
dating.
show a long time ago.
We're very old.
Yes.
But that's okay because we're adjacent to John Stamos, so we don't age.
Yes, I'm gonna channel Bob Saget right now. I'm dating myself, which is something I did all through high school. Yes, okay, I channeled Bob. There we go.
You're welcome, Bob.
Back to the show.
Back to the show. The girls give Danny a birthday card, which states that their gift is that they will change Michelle's diaper and a free car wash for Danny's car Bullet, which he bought on his 20th birthday.
20th birthday, yep, Bullet.
They all exit to the living room and reveal a limo driver at the front door.
Yeah, who just stands there?
Yeah, no
Poor
lines.
guy. No lines, yeah.
He probably didn't get paid. If he didn't have a line?
Well, maybe as an extra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reduced rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt bad for that guy.
I know.
Danny's present is a chauffeur-driven limo for a day. Before Danny leaves, he reminds Joey and Jesse that he does not want a party. Jesse and Joey exit to get Bullet fitted for new sheepskin seat covers. Doesn't want a party. Cue party.
Right.
Yes.
That is the sign that a party is imminent.
Yes. Cue elephants, dogs, balloons, giraffes. Yes.
It wouldn't be Full House.
It wouldn't be.
Without all of that.
Yes.
Later on, we're back at the house. The surprise party has started and everyone...
There you go. It's already started.
It's already started.
Yeah.
Everyone's waiting for Danny to arrive. But we cut to the backyard and find Jesse looking at Bullet, which is now completely totaled and covered in muck. Ugh. Jesse shows the wrecked car to DJ, Steph, and Joey. Danny arrives home and everyone yells, "Surprise!" As Danny is opening presents, Stephanie inadvertently brings the seat covers into the living room and Danny opens them. Danny, holding the seat covers, exits to the backyard and sees his demolished car Bullet. Danny is devastated.
Mwah, mwah. The next scene opens with Danny reading Michelle a story. Joey enters and tries to cheer Danny up about turning 30 by doing a baby impression, which would have been a voice like this.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I did in Michelle's voice.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
They asked me, can you do a baby voice? And I said, well, sure, of course.
Yeah, so that whole first season, you were Michelle's baby voice.
I was Michelle's baby voice.
Aww.
Yes. And I never got to do the voice of Comet, though. I wanted to. Dennis Rinsler.
Oh, he's a perfect golden retriever.
And he had a New York accent. Remember,
yeah.
There was an episode where we're in the backyard eating, and Comet says, did somebody drop a hamburger?
That was Dennis?
That was Dennis.
Perfect voice for a dog.
Yeah, and I'm like, I never knew Comet was from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Hey, that fits. That fits.
Okay, back to the show.
Back to the show.
After I do my Michelle's voice, Jesse enters and announces that he's got a big surprise for Danny.
Joey and Jesse exit. They arrive at a used car dealership and find a car that looks identical to Bullet. They bargain with Paul, the smarmy used car dealer, but just get into a bidding war with a customer on the phone who just happens to be Danny. This is a great scene intercut between the living room and the dealership.
Yes,
I love
it
this.
is.
They end up buying the car for a discounted price. When Jesse and Joey arrive back at the house, Danny reveals that he's fallen in love with a new car, a Jeep Wagoneer. Uh-oh.
Yep.
But then the guys take Danny into the backyard and show him the new Bullet. Danny is ecstatic and names his new car Walter.
Did we ever know why he named it Walter?
No. I wondered if that was an ad lib by Bob. You know, it felt random.
Was he a Walter Cronkite fan? Walter Payton? Like, who was a famous Walter that Bob would know? Maybe he had a guy who worked at the deli with him in Philadelphia back when before he moved to L.A. named Walter, and it just came out. You never knew.
There's no telling. No,
you never knew with Bob.
It was just whatever came out that day.
Yes,
that's now lore, Full House lore.
It is now. His car is Walter.
Walter. Okay, great.
The episode ends with the family driving Walter across the Golden Gate Bridge as a cover of the Beatles' "Drive My Car" plays underneath.
Aww,
baby, you can drive my car. Yeah.
That was a great cover. I wonder how much that cost to license that song.
You know, there were a lot of songs that we played that were probably a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And I would think nowadays would be even more.
Yeah.
Right?
Very expensive. Yeah. Like thousands and thousands.
Like the Beatles, they've got a billion songs in their catalog, but I would still think, and I wonder if it was when Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog.
Oh.
because the Beatles sold their catalog to Michael Jackson. He bought
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wonder if that was a ka-ching for Jackson or...
He's just collecting that cash.
Yeah.
Got to pay for all of his surgeries somehow. So, just license money to Full House or license songs to Full House.
You know how you always have to do like background, research about your guests. Mm-hmm. There was stuff I didn't know about you.
Ooh.
So
what did you not know?
We've never talked about this. Okay. You were on a soap, Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
Like, how old were you? I never knew that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
I was on Days of Our Lives. That was my first long-term
Were
job.
you funny on Days of Our Lives, or was it kind of a straight character?
It was a
Had to
soap
be straight.
opera. So I was kidnapped, drugged. I was in a coma for 3 weeks.
Just recently, or
yeah. Oh, you're still talking about Days of Our Lives.
Oh yeah.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
No, that was my first regular job. I started on my 6th birthday. Or right around my 6th birthday, because they brought out a cake for me in the shape of a barber pole. And that's what I remember about my first day on the job was the cake, because I was like, this is great. You show up to work, God. You get a birthday cake. It was fantastic. And I did that for 3.5 years.
So your character's name was what?
Carrie Brady. There were 3 actresses that played Carrie Brady, and I was the first.
Oh, so you were the young Carrie Brady.
I was the young Carrie Brady, Roman Brady's daughter, and Marlena's stepdaughter. You probably don't know this if you haven't watched Days, but the hardcore
are you kidding? I'm hardcore.
No,
hardcore Days of Our Lives. Lori was on a soap, and so was John.
Yeah.
I knew that about them, but I didn't know that about you.
Hey.
So did you leave the show? You said, I'm turning 8. I'm out of here. I got a bright future doing other stuff.
Well, I got fired.
No.
I did. Well, that sounds dramatic, but yeah, I did, and it was not personal. But at least I didn't take it personally. But
so they bring in a new actress all of a sudden, like next season?
Yeah. Or it might have even been the next day.
That happens in show business so much. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, like Jesse Cochran just becomes Jesse Katsopoulos.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
No, but my character, Carrie Brady, they wanted a teenage, like a love storyline for the summertime. So they were like, yeah, you're 9 years old. I was 9.5. And they were just like, forget it. So Carrie went upstairs to play with her toys, and she came back downstairs more developed and dating some boy. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You were too young to date a boy.
Oh, yeah.
So they needed to fast forward.
They did. But that's okay, because it led to much bigger and better things.
Wow.
Like Full House.
So were you in school plays as a kid? No, you started too young. You probably were you doing school plays in community theater?
It was community theater.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
The Barbers. That we were a strange family. We grew up doing community theater, the whole family. We would do a Christmas Carol. And
did your mom?
Yeah,
your mom.
She
right?
wrote. Yeah, my mom was a great actress, great writer, great actress.
Sherry Barber. Sherry Barber. We love her.
We love her. And anything that is good or positive about me, I get it from my mom. And so she roped the whole family into doing community theater, and that's what launched her kids. See? My brothers did acting too as children.
I don't know you.
I'm Andrea. Nice to meet you, Dave.
How did we end up being 2 peas in a pod? We've got some talking to do if we're going to be in the same pod. Now, was Don your dad too? He wasn't. Your dad's an attorney.
Well, yeah, he's an attorney, but I think he did the Christmas Carol. He did it too. He got roped in to the holiday performances.
Did you guys ever act in The Barber of Seville?
No, missed opportunity.
That would have been great.
Darn it. Gotta go back. And
then they could have presented you with another cake after the run of that play.
That's really all I want is barber pole shaped cakes.
We'll talk.
I'm expecting that.
Anyone listening or watching, let's get a barber pole cake for Andrea, please. Someone's going to do that.
Oh, I welcome that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cake.
We met on season 1 of Full House, right? You were there right at the beginning.
Yes, I started in the 3rd episode, the first day of school episode.
Yeah.
I was only in that first scene, but, and Kimmy Gibbler is mentioned in the pilot. So I feel like my character was right in from the very first show, but then I appeared finally in episode 3.
There was no one else who could have played Kimmy Gibbler. But, looking back at the show, wouldn't it have been weird for any of our characters to be played by somebody else?
Oh, yeah. Well, I auditioned for DJ first.
You did?
Yeah. Well, and obviously, I didn't get that role. I did
didn't?
terribly at that.
How? You didn't
Did you
get
know that I didn't get that part?
I had no idea that you didn't get that.
But I remember when they brought me back, they
Yeah.
said, hey, come back and read for the role of the neighbor.
Right.
And they didn't know it was going to be the wacky. I was just
Yeah.
DJ's friend at the
Right.
time. So I came back to do that. And it was weird because I was on a show called Our House, also about a widow with 3 children. And I played the friend. And so I'm like, what is happening? Like, why do I keep getting these auditions and roles
House
for
shows.
house shows with widows? And I always play the friend. That was a show with Wilford Brimley, Shannon Doherty, Deidre Hall.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
played my mother on Days of Our Lives. It's very
What
it's
network
sumptuous.
was that show on?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not on anymore. But yeah, so I remember coming back for Kimmy Gibbler, and then I made it to the callback round, and I was like, okay, take it or leave it. And they were like, come on, join the show. It was supposed to be a one-time appearance, and it turned
Wow.
into 8 years.
Our
of my life.
casting ladies, do you remember who they were?
No, who were?
It was Fern Champion
Okay.
and Pamela Basker.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
recognize the names.
Those were our casting ladies. That's who cast me.
Okay.
That's who brought me in for my original reading with Jeff and Tom and Bob.
Okay.
And then Tom Miller asked after I read for Joey Gladstone, and it wasn't his character's name wasn't Joey Gladstone.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, because Jeff said I need to get later after I got the role, Jeff said I need a last name for your character.
Oh, okay.
And I said, how about Gladstone? And he laughed and he goes, all right. That's how simple
and
it
you
was.
just came up with that on the fly? You
I
didn't
just-
have any sort of reasoning?
Well, I knew a guy named David Gladstone who was the brother-in-law of the comedy club owner in Detroit. It was his brother-in-law.
Okay.
And he's kind of this quirky guy. And I always thought, that's a funny name. I wish my last name was Gladstone. It's like, you're glad you're stoned.
Yeah, you're glad you're stoned.
Yeah. If you're glad, you're stoned. And so I thought that was funny. It made Jeff laugh. And he just said, okay.
That's great.
But I remember reading for my role,
Mm-hmm.
and then Tom Miller stopped me and he goes, wait a second. Can you, that's how Tom talked.
Yes. With the
Wait
hand,
a sec, with the hand motions. And he would always do this thing where he'd go, Dave, can you read for the part of the father?
Really?
And Jeff always says, yeah. So I said, okay, yeah, give me 5 minutes. So I took the sides, went out, came back in and read for the role of the father. As soon as they said that, I said, well, I didn't get this because they didn't like the Joey reading that I did. That's what I thought. And then I got home and there was a message on my answering machine back in the day. And it was my manager, Brad Gray, who talked like this. He was like, Dave, you got this Full House pilot. And that was it. But yeah, they were there. And I remember Jeff was so mad because he said, yeah, I was so mad because you nailed it. You were the guy. And then Tom goes, read for the father. And he's like, what are you doing? Let's just hire the guy.
Well, they had trouble casting Danny Tanner from
I was
what
there.
I hear. So yeah, they were just like, anybody come in
Yeah,
off the
everybody.
street, read for Danny Tanner.
Yeah, and me and John had to do like little screen tests with other Dannys. Did you ever know that?
I knew that, but I don't know who do you know who else read for the role besides John Posey?
Yeah, and I have a tape somewhere of they gave it to us.
Oh, how cool.
And I have the other fathers, and one guy was reading with us, and he was so nervous. He was like, you could hear the paper rustling, and John's going, "Do you hear the paper rustling? The paper rustling. The guy's doing this. It's like listening to a sailboat going by." You know, John.
Oh yeah, he's just perturbed about the whole thing.
he was
Just
perturbed about the guy. I was like, the guy was nervous. Like, cut him some slack, because it can be.
Oh yeah,
You know?
screen tests, auditions. It's awful. It's a torturous process.
Did you ever have to audition at CBS where they have a stage?
No.
CBS has a stage.
Really?
I did a pilot, the same pilot twice,
Okay.
called Local Zeros.
Oh.
And it was really funny, but I had to go there, and Leslie Moonves was there,
Okay.
and all the producers and casting people. They have a stage like down in the belly of CBS studios.
Oh wow.
And you have to go on the stage and you play the scene on a stage.
You have to sing and dance, project your voice.
Yes, I did. I've got to sing. I've got to dance under the desk right now. You should see how fast my feet are moving. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. And then we did the same pilot twice. And one of our guest star actresses got fired. Lori was on the studio lot. I called Lori and I said, "Hey, they just fired our actress. Do you want a job?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Come over here." She goes, I'm on the same lot."
What are
I
the
said,
odds?
"Come over and read this script." She came over, read the script. I called Leslie Moonves. I said, "Hey, they just fired the actress. Lori's interested." He goes, "Tell Lori not to leave."
Oh,
And we made a deal that afternoon.
wow.
Isn't that a crazy
Wow.
story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kismet. Like that was
Isn't
meant
that?
to
It was
be.
just like Lori was there and she was like, "Okay, I got nothing to do."
Yeah,
And so Lori came in and played that character.
amazing.
And the show never got picked up. But we did the same pilot twice.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
like Full House too. Yeah, you did
Yeah.
the same pilot twice, or
Yeah.
at least you had to redo some scenes once Bob joined. Yeah.
You have always had such a great sense of humor. Now, I know your family. I know your mom and dad. I know your brother. Where do you think your sense of humor comes from?
I would say my mom.
Yeah.
She's very sarcastic and
Yes.
very quick.
Yes.
And my brothers have it too. It's definitely not from my dad. He's too analytical. He's the lawyer man, so he's
But
definitely.
your dad laughs. He gets the jokes.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But he's just not like, it's not that quick-witted, quick quips.
Yeah.
So I think I get that from my mom. Yeah, and my brothers too. They're
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah. Your mom kind of had a dry wit sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Very dry. And I would just go, I'm not sure if she's being funny or she hates my guts.
A little of both. No, she loved you. She loved you. Even when you and Bob, especially, were fooling around on the set, making all the inappropriate jokes. And then the moms were sitting up in the bleachers.
I know.
And they'd be like, Dave,
I know. We were awful.
Bob.
We were immature. But
Well,
I look back and I think that was so fun, though, because everybody was laughing.
oh yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to cross the line here. I'm going
Yeah.
to do something. I'm going to blow a hand fart.
Yeah.
Okay. And someone would bend over and I would blast a loud hand fart. And I couldn't help myself that day.
Dave.
But I think farts are funny. I had like 9 uncles growing up. And my joke is I pulled more fingers than an orthopedic surgeon growing up.
Well, as kids, even if we didn't understand your jokes, you and Bob and John, we laughed anyways because
You
like,
did.
oh, it went right over our heads. But we were like, oh yeah, this must be funny because everyone else is laughing, so we would laugh along too, just to feel like part of the in crowd.
That's all we do. I would love, I have so many more questions to ask you and stuff to talk about. And we have so much fun just reminiscing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Can I get you to come back for another episode?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that it? Are we done?
Yes. No, we're not
okay. I'm
done.
like,
We got
wait,
lots of
what?
stuff.
We just
We're gonna-
started.
Yes, I know. It feels
yeah.
like we just started, but I've got
Yeah.
like 2 pages of questions. And
Oh,
I'm thinking,
okay.
oh my gosh, it just flies by.
It does.
Can we do a little, can we play a little game with you?
Oh, please.
You know?
I love games.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna play a little game called What's My Line?
Okay.
Okay. And the rules are simple. I'm gonna read 3 quotes and you have to guess which one is from Full House.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
Okay. And it doesn't even if you don't get the correct answer, you'll probably still win a prize.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you really can't lose.
Right.
So you can't lose at this game because you're going home with a prize.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Is it a barber pole shaped
It's
cake?
a barber pole. Oh, man, you ruined the surprise. Our staff is so quick; they whipped that up in our
just
staff
cooked-
kitchen
yeah.
over there.
They cooked it just in 10 minutes.
Yes,
Amazing.
they did. They just pulled it. Oh man! All right, make another cake. Something green. Okay.
2 peas,
Yes,
not
2
in a
peas
pod.
pod cake. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to ask you. You ready?
Okay, so you're going to read 3 quotes.
Yes.
And I got to guess which one's Full House.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Okay. All right. Birthdays aren't about numbers. They're about who you spend them with. You guys made this one great. Full House?
That's Full House.
That's Full House.
That's
Ding,
100%.
ding, ding, ding.
That's from this episode.
Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding. See?
I did my
and
homework.
I know.
I did my
That's
homework.
how I can tell if people did their
Yeah,
homework
see?
right there.
Have people showed up and not
Okay.
watched the episode?
Maybe.
Oh,
Not
don't
gonna
name names.
say. Not gonna say who.
Don't say who. Okay.
Not gonna say
You
who.
can tell me later.
Okay.
offstage.
Here's another one.
Okay.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
No, that's not Full House.
What do you think that's from?
Like I Love Lucy? Like what accent are you doing? Is this
I'll do it
Ricky
again.
Ricardo?
I'll do it again. If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
Is this from a sitcom?
I'll say another line that this character said. I don't know. Why don't you build her a cake or something?
Okay, they're laughing back there, so I'm the only one that's not in on this. It's not Full House.
Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Oh, man. Okay, you're still probably going to win.
I hope so.
You're still probably going to.
I got overconfident with that first one.
Well, because you nailed it.
Right.
Yeah, you were on top of it. Okay, you ready for the third quote?
I
Here
hope
we go.
so.
I see you're drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You could be drinking whole if you wanted to. Full House or not Full House?
It was not Full House.
Do you know who that was?
No.
Did you ever see the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's one of my favorite movies.
Napoleon Dynamite too?
Yeah, yes.
That's what I should have watched to prepare for today.
I should have told you, whatever you do, don't watch Napoleon Dynamite before you go. But you know what? You are still a winner. Ding, 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 ding. And what do I have for you?
You have prizes back
what
there.
do I have for you? I have a cut it out shirt.
Oh,
I have a cut it out hat.
Oh.
I have a little special card from Juan
Dave,
that just that's you can read that. You can read that when you're in your Ferrari on the way home.
Oh,
don't you have a Ferrari?
No.
Really?
No.
I thought that Nickelodeon show was. We're giving her a Ferrari as part of the deal.
No, I got to park with the peasants over across the street from Radford.
Okay.
No, but thank you. This is I have some cut it out swag at home, but I don't think I have these items.
You don't have the hat.
I don't have the hat. For sure.
I know you don't have the hat.
I have the mask. You did masks during the pandemic.
That's right.
And I might have a shirt.
I have other shirts here. You can probably pick one from our secret cabinet back there.
Nice.
Yeah. I have some that say, I want to be Joey Gladstone when I don't grow up.
Oh.
You can maybe have one of those or a woodchuck shirt. Can we do one more fun thing before you go?
Please, yes.
Okay, you have another script over there. Every episode of Full House, of course, had that heartfelt scene. So we've cut out a little scene from episode 11.
Okay.
And we're going to read it together, you and I.
Oh, good.
All right, and we'll have that nice music come in.
The violins.
Yes, here it comes.
My favorite part.
You ready to start?
I'm ready.
All right, Jesse, Joey, and Danny are in the kitchen. Danny says, "You two were the yo-yos?"
Yo.
I love that car. I thought you just said bye-bye Bullet. To the old Bullet, you have to move on in life. So, move on to your Wagoneer. Hey, what better symbol for the next decade than a gift from my two best friends? Birthdays aren't about numbers. They're about who you spend them with. You guys made this one great.
You really want to keep the car?
Absolutely. Thank you. The guys hug. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday again.
You know what really feels nice? For the first time, it feels great to be 30.
He said it.
Yes. So what are you going to name him? Bullet Jr.? Come on, Joey. A grown man doesn't name his own car. Go get the kids. Let's go for a spin. Danny exits to the backyard, and then he talks to his car. I'll be right back, Walter. And the scene ends, isn't it?
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
right. That's right. Hey, I'm happy every time I see you.
I love you so much,
I
Dave.
love you
and I'm
too.
so honored to be here. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
This is such a great format for you.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
love
having
watching
fun.
you shine.
I
love
fun.
watching you shine.
I'm having fun. And I did your show too, we had a lot of
it was so many laughs.
probably way too much fun.
It's so much fun. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's hear it for Andrea Barber.
Mwah.
Applause, cheers, a crowd of 700 people out there.
Amazing.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
Here's some of my observations about episode 11. You may have noticed that the name of the cereal is Sugar Oatsies. Back then, you could promote how much sugar was in the product by having it be in the name of the product. I appreciate the truth in advertising back in the 1980s. Try Sugar Oatsies. Your kid'll be so pumped up on sugar, they'll be able to run to the dentist. I'm sure there were some vitamins in there somewhere, vitamin sugar A, sugar C, and sugar D. Yeah, very healthy. Michelle enters the scene with balloons on her fanny. I'm not sure if you could put balloons on a baby's butt on TV these days. I'm sure the helium lobby would get very upset.
Yeah, but we love helium here at Full House Rewind. We're pumping it into the studio right now.
Then a limo driver shows up on the front porch and then just stands there and doesn't get to say a word. Poor guy. Some actors have to take any job just to keep their doggone health insurance. I've been there, pal. I once had an acting gig where I had to wear a horse costume for a whole day. And I was the rear end of the horse. Oh, Wilbur. I'm not sure if it was Mary-Kate or Ashley in the scene where I do an impression of Michelle's voice, but they're really laughing during the bit. Sometimes we could really make them laugh live on camera. And that was definitely one of those times. Well, and then the show ends with us driving in Danny's car. And spoiler alert, that really is us in the car in the close-up shot, but that is not us in the shot going across the bridge. I'm sorry, everybody. Those were actors just dressed like us. Now, this episode got me thinking about how close-knit Bob and John and I really were in real life. It's not every day that you get cast on a successful television show, and it's even more rare when you get to work with people who become your best friends. I feel so lucky that we were all able to recognize that, and it's a big reason our friendships lasted so long. As you get older, friendships are hard, especially when work and life pull you in different directions and all over the world. But it's the people you're willing to show up for, and those people who show up for you that make all the difference. We were there for each other through births, deaths, marriage, divorce, stuff that many of us go through. So when I say this show means a lot to me, this is definitely one of the reasons. My life would not be as full without it. And that's episode number 11, also known as the Big 3-0. We'd like to hear your thoughts about Full House. Tell us about your favorite episode or just why you love the show so much. Or maybe you got a question for me. I don't know. Send us an email with the link at socials@podco.us. We close every episode of Full House Rewind by giving all of you who need it a hug. This week, our hug goes out to those that feel they need a friend, someone they can turn to, a shoulder to cry on, a word of encouragement. Sometimes you just need a friend to be there for you. You don't have to talk or say something profound. Sometimes just being there for someone is enough. So,
Hi, Dave.
oh, hey, you guys. I was just wrapping up the show. I was wondering where you guys have been.
We're packing.
Packing?
Yep, I got a job as a forest ranger.
Forest ranger? Wow, congratulations.
And I'm gonna go and be his best friend.
And I'm gonna drive them to the forest and go live off the grid for a while.
We didn't know how to tell you, Dave.
Well, that's okay. I'm going to miss you guys, but, I'm happy for all of you guys. And thank you so much for helping me here on the show.
We love you and all of the Full House fans.
Yes, we do.
We sure do.
We'll come back and visit sometime.
For sure.
Yes, we will.
Well, I sure hope so. This is actually perfect timing to include you guys in the Full House hug. So, for all of you who need it, here's your Full House hug from all of us here at Full House Rewind. Come on, guys, bring it in. You too, Granny Tanny. Aw, I love you guys. And I love you guys. That's our show. We'd like to thank our special guest, Andrea Barber, for stopping by. And good luck to Comet and Mr. Woodchuck and Granny Tanny. Man, I'm going to miss you guys, but join us next time here on Full House Rewind. You can watch all of our episodes on our Full House Rewind YouTube channel. See you guys. Bye. Wave bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Full House Rewind. We'll see you next week.